Training Village, and currently I'm in one of our studios. Today I'm going to take you through a Pilates session. So for those of you who haven't done Pilates before, it's fantastic for working on muscle alignment, getting and lengthening the muscles as much as you possibly can to get a lean and long look. It's also fantastic for hitting the core and getting it strong all the way through, and it helps so many of the exercises that you do. The way I'm going to structure it today, we're going to start off with some simple exercises which teaches you foundations, and then we'll build from there. And then we'll add some more videos in the future which are more advanced movements throughout. The idea is to keep practicing what we do today, and you'll get stronger and stronger, and come along and try out some of the Pilates sessions that we offer here at the Sports Training Village. So to start with, we always start every session just educating you how to find that neutral pelvis. So we're going to do that. We're lying on the floor, legs out straight, hands out straight as well. And then from that position there, all we're going to do is we're going to push our lower back into the floor. As I push my lower back into the floor, my pelvis gives what we call posterior tilt, so it comes through my abdominals, pull it through. Then I'm going to push my bum into the floor, which creates an arch in my back. That's an anterior tilt, so my pelvis is tipping slightly forwards. If I sit into the middle of that, that is what we call a neutral pelvis. It shows that there's an equal pull across my abdominals, my obliques, and my lower back regions. That's what we're looking for throughout this session. So from there, let's go again. It says push our lower back into the floor, push our bum into the floor, and then in between. So lower back goes into the floor, that's that posterior tilt. Bum goes into the floor, creates the arch, that's the anterior tilt. And then we sit in the middle, is the neutral. So from there, we're going to teach you how we're going to breathe in this session. So what we're going to do, we're going to put our hands on the floor. This is what we call the start position. Our feet are nice and flat. My heels are about a foot away from my bum, and my palms are facing up. And I'm dropping my shoulders down towards my hips. So from there, I'm going to breathe from my pelvis up. So go from my pelvic floor like an elevator, going all the way up, and then I'm going to exhale out afterwards. So here we go. So we're going to inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale. So this time when we do it, we're going to keep a 20% engagement of my abdominals and my lower back region, so we're not going to see any dome and bellies. We're going to keep it nice and controlled as we do it. So we're also going to breathe in. So as we inhale, we're going through the back of our mouth. So we're going to go in. Perfect. Once you've got the hang of that, you'll then realise how we can link that into different movements, which we do throughout this session. So from there, palms facing upwards. The first one we're going to do, we're going to have an inhale, an exhale, extend my left leg out, and then an inhale as I'm bringing it back through. The key here is that neutral pelvis, so my hip joints here will be the same on that transverse place. That horizontal plane will be the same level. So when I slide that leg out, I'm not dropping this hip down. So we're going to do 8 on my left, 8 on my right. So here we go. So all control, I'm really trying to lengthen that leg through. Just relax, catch your breath. We're going to go onto my right leg now. Remember, we're keeping that 20% engagement right. So I'm going to inhale and then slide that leg out, looking for no change. Inhale as it comes through. Exhale as it goes out. Inhale as it comes back in. And on exhale, I'm really trying to lengthen that leg out of my joint. I know you can't physically move that leg out of the joint, but the more we imagine it, tests have shown it works the muscles harder. So inhale. Exhale now. So we're inhaling to prepare to go again. Inhaling and then exhale. And then inhale and then exhale. Great stuff. So we're now getting used to how the breathing links in and how we start moving the limbs around it. That was about hip disassociation, so how we can move the legs down the lower half and not hitting the upper half of the body, how we can move that leg around that hip joint, that acetabulum. So up next, we're going to do a single leg raise. So I've used my left leg to demonstrate. Knee comes in, over my hip, shin stays parallel. I have a slight inhale at the top, exhale as it goes back down. My other leg comes up, exhale as it comes in, knee over my hip, and then exhale down. Two more on each side. So I'm going to my left, exhale when it comes in, shin stays parallel, keeping that 20% engagement. Then my right leg, I'm exhaling when it comes in. Again, no change in this midriff. And then down, left leg again. And then my right leg. Fantastic. We're going to make it a little bit more challenging now. So now I'm going to change legs in midair. So still a single leg, but we're going to switch in midair. So my hands stay here. So it's a slight inhale, exhale as my left knee comes up, slight inhale at the top, exhale as it changes, slight inhale, don't let my foot touch, and exhale as it swaps. Keeping that 20% engagement still. That leg is coming in. My knee is always coming over my hips. My shin's staying parallel. Keeping that controlled movement. And you'll begin to feel it kicking in. So 4 more. So it's perfect. So up next now we're going to look at a bit of spinal isolation as we're coming up. So what we're looking to try and do now is I'm going to keep the lower half nice and still, feet are staying flat, my legs aren't going to move from side to side. I'm going to place my hands behind my head, I'm going to interlock my fingers, I'm going to bring my elbows in to peripheral vision. So the hands are towards the top part of my head. So we're looking to break at the chest bone, which means it's just my chest area that comes off the floor, not my lower back. So from here, we're going to have a slight inhale, exhale. So here's the break at the chest bone. I'm looking down towards my pelvis. Inhale as I go down, exhale as I come up. Inhale as I go down, exhale as I come up. Inhale on the way down, keeping that 20% so it's nice and strong. So again, when that chest lift, that top phase, it's just my chest is off the floor, I'm not coming up too high. That way, we're getting optimal engagement. Really focusing on that 20% engagement on the way up and on the way down. So we don't just release that way, that pelvis stays in neutral, and we don't start arching the back. Great stuff. So up next, we're now going to add the two together. So as I do a chest lift up, I'm going to bring my left knee in at the same time, and obviously then we'll alternate legs. So same principle, we're going to exhale on the way up, inhale on the way down, keeping that 20% engagement. Shall we go? Hands behind the head. So here we go. So I'm not rocking from side to side, I'm keeping it strong and still. So this is that abdominal and hip flexor coordination now. So remember that knee comes up, knee over the hip, shin stays parallel. Four more, here we go. And relax. So you'll begin to really feel it working deep inside. It's the coordination that links in, and the breathing element, which really means you hit those muscles, those TVAs deep inside that belt, around that midriff engages more, your obliques engage, and obviously the coordination element as well. We're going to go for one more time through those. So hand goes behind my head. Exactly the same again. Here we go. Always breaking the chest bone. No faster the pace I'm going down. Four more, here we go. So it's exhale to an inhale, exhale to an inhale, exhale, inhale, one more, exhale, and inhale. Fantastic. So keeping that same theme in that chest lift. So we've done the spinal isolations, we've come out of spinal flexion, we come through. Now we're going to add a bit of rotation in as well. So we're going to interlock our fingers behind our head, elbows come to the peripheral vision. My feet stay flat, so I don't want to rock my hips from side to side. That shows loss of control. That 20% engagement is what we're looking for, and that will stop the lower half moving. So here's how it works. Inhale, exhale to chest lift position. Slight inhale, exhale and twist to my left. Inhale to the center. Exhale and twist to my right. Inhale, center. Exhale and twist to my left. Inhale, center. Notice how I'm not dropping my back down. I'm keeping myself in that elevated position. Exhale and twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale and twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale and twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale and twist to the left. Inhale, center. To the right. To the left, to the right, to the left, and then back down again. Great workout, that one. When you add that rotation in, it really enhances the intensity of the movement. We're going to try one more round of those. Should we go for 8 reps? So here we go. Hands behind the head, interlock our fingers, chest lift up with an exhale, exhale, center, 2 and exhale, center, 3 and exhale, center, 4 and exhale, 5 and exhale, 6, exhale, 7, 8, let's go for 12, I'm feeling confident, 10, 11 and 12, brilliant work. So at this stage now, you'll be thinking, wow, I'm really beginning to feel this. That's exactly what we're looking for. So up next, we're going to go for a single leg stretch. So here's what we're doing. We're going to place our hands onto our thighs. I'm going to have a slight inhale. I'm going to exhale and bring my left knee directly over my hip, shin stays parallel, for optimal core engagement, 20% the whole way. Repeat with the right leg. Place both hands on my left knee, and I'm going to inhale and then chest lift up. From there, I'm going to exhale, extend my right leg out to 45 degrees, toes are pointed, really trying to extend that leg out of that hip joint. I'm then going to inhale as it comes in, move my hand across, exhale. I'm keeping my chest in that chest lift position for out. In. Remember, it needs to be 45 degrees to get the most engagement. If you go too low, you'll put pressure on your back. Too high, it's a baby hip flexor. And in, and in. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, to exhale, and then down we go. Just bring your knees in, just to reset a little bit, and then bring your feet back down. Okay, we're going to do that single leg stretch again. If you'd like to make it a little bit harder, place your hands behind your head. That's option number 2 to make it a bit more challenging. If that was challenging enough, then stay exactly where you were. So I'm going to do option 2 to show you how it works. I'm going to place my hands behind my head, interlock my fingers, my hands are toward the top of my head, and I'm resting my head into my hands like a hammock. I'm bringing my knee up over my hip, then I'm repeating my right. I'm chest lifted up, and here I go, left leg's going to extend first. So you'll see straight away, it's a little bit harder, keep that 20% engagement, that mind-body connection. And down. Fantastic. We are going to do a third set of those. Now, if you want to give option 3 to challenge yourself a little bit more, we'll place our hands behind our head, and whichever leg extends out, you twist to the opposite side. But if you want to stay at option 2 or option 1, that's absolutely fine. You can always test yourself by going to one of the harder options if you watch this back. So again, hands are going by my head, interlock my fingers, exhale my left knee above my left hip, then I've repeat with my right. Chest lift up, here I go, left knee's going to extend first, so exhale and extend with a twist. Inhale in, exhale, in, in, and relax it. Perfect. So again, hopefully now at this stage, it's beginning to challenge a bit and you're thinking, yep, I can really feel it working. So these are the Pilates movements which are starting off on your Pilates journey. So up next, we're going to do a pelvic curve. So I'm going to have my feet, heels away from my bum, about a foot, palms facing upwards. So from there, I'm going to keep my knees and my feet in the same traction. What we're looking to do here, we're going to inhale from our pelvis up through. And as I exhale, I'm going to pull my abdominals in, which is going to start the movement. So I go up to a nice diagonal line, slight inhale, and exhale as I lower down one vertebrae at a time, and then have an inhale and exhale. I start with that posterior tilt as I'm going up through to the top. Slight inhale, exhale as I'm lowering down one vertebrae at a time. Slight inhale, exhale, start that movement, the posterior tilt, which means my abdominals are pulling up through, and then I'm lowering down, controlled, 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 and again, exhale as I'm going pulled up through, nice diagonal line, knees are staying in line with my hips and my feet, slight inhale, exhale, as you repeat it down. I'm going to try again, followed by an exhale. So I'm starting our movement and going up through, diagonal line. So come down. To the top, keeping that diagonal line, slight inhale, exhale. Last one.
keeping his feet nice and flat on the floor. Diagonal. If you find you can't get very high, you're stuck here. So slightly got a tight hip flexor. Just need to stretch that out a little bit. Inhale and exhale as you lower it down. Fantastic movement. Okay, so what we're now going to try and do is a teaser prep 1. So we're going to do this. We're going to place our hands out above our head. We're going to have our palms facing inwards. I'm going to place my left leg 45 degrees, toes are pointing forwards throughout the whole movement. So from here, I'm going to inhale as I come just up to the chest lift, then I'm going to exhale as I go up through, sit at the top, inhale to an exhale as I control the movement down and back. And then again, keeping that 20%, inhale to chest lift, exhale up, through, and then come back down again. And the toes are always pointing on that left leg. So just inhale as we come up to chest lift, exhale up through, and then come down controlled. Good. Exhale through, and then down. We're going for one more of those. Inhale, chest lift, exhale, and then down. So the key when you're doing this movement, it's not necessarily how high you can get up into the movement. That's the ideal situation at the end. It's just getting that first phase moving through to teaser preps or building up to it. So my right leg, toes pointing out away from me, palms facing inwards. Inhale into the chest lift, exhale up and through, and then inhale followed by an exhale as we lower down controlled. Inhale to the chest lift, exhale through, inhale to an exhale to peel, back down, one vertebrae at a time. The more I control on the way down, the harder the movement. Inhale to chest lift, exhale through, inhale, exhale on the way down. And again, inhale to chest lift, exhale up and through, inhale to an exhale on the way down. Last one, inhale to chest lift, exhale through, inhale, exhale, control on the way down. Great stuff. Very challenging that one, so I put it in towards the end, just so you think, wow, I can really feel that beginning to kick in. And that was the idea behind it, is to test yourself in that region. So up next, we're going to roll over onto our fronts. So whilst we're on the fronts, the first one we're going to do is a front support. So as we do that, we'll go up onto our knees. We're going to put our shoulders directly over our hands. We're then going to lift up out of our shoulders. I'm going to have a slight inhale and exhale, extend my left foot back, curling my toes underneath, and then a slight inhale, exhale, my right foot goes back. I'm going to pull my pelvis through to that posterior tilt. I'm going to hold it there. So I'm going to do 10 breaths. And then lower myself down. So the key to that full body support or front support is the full body integration. So I'm lengthening my body, I'm lifting up out my shoulders, I'm pulling my pelvis through, which means my abdominals are engaging at the same time. Should we try again? So same again. Shoulders go over hands, lift up out of my shoulders, inhale, exhale, left leg goes back, toes curl underneath. Inhale, exhale, right foot does the same, pull my pelvis through into posterior tilt. That means my abdominals are engaging. Here we go, 10 breaths. So you'll find if your bum starts drifting up towards the air, remember that's then your abdominals are not putting the pelvis through into posterior tilt, it's beginning to go into anterior tilt. So it'll get more pressure through the back region. It'll be the same as if you're on the floor and your back begins to arch.
There's no balance between the working muscles there. One more time, we're going to go for that front support. Let's do this. Hand, hand, shoulders over, lift up out the shoulders, inhale, exhale left, inhale, exhale right, pull my pelvis through into posterior tilt. Here we go. And relax there. Fantastic. So the final one I'm going to show you is going to be a swimming prep. So with a swimming prep, what we're looking for when the arms extended is we're going to forward and scoop it up. So it's not just raising our arm up, we're forward and scooping it up so it follows that scapular line up through. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to lie down onto the floor, legs out straight behind. Come back so you can see a little bit. My hands are going in front. My palms are facing inwards, and I've actually got a big Y shape. That's what we're looking for. So my hands are a little bit further apart than shoulder width. So I'm going to do my right hand first. So up and down. And then my left. So I'm scooping forwards and up. Right, left, right, left. Now we're going to add the leg in of the opposite side at the same time. I'm going to do my left arm, right leg. Here we go. I'm going to raise my chest at the same time as well. So I'm scooping that arm up and forwards. Excellent stuff. And then come yourself back up. So that there, some basic movements of Pilates. So it's a short, just under 30 minutes of a range of exercises for you to keep practicing. We'll add some more videos on with some more advanced movements as you go. I did give some harder options and some easier options as we work through that as well. Key things to remember, it's all about the breathing. So we're looking to always inhale from the pelvis up through towards the sternum. Imagine a little elevator, just going up gradually at a time. And then we exhale out. When we're exhaling out, we're not losing that contraction of that midriff range. That way it keeps a nice balance of your abdominals and your lower back region as well as your obliques. Key thing, remember that neutral pelvis is when there's no arch under your back, where there's no posterior or no anterior tilt. And you'll hear me say the posterior tilts when you go into that at different stages throughout. Hopefully you've enjoyed that session. Any feedback or comments are always welcome. Any more particular Pilates exercises you'd like to see me demonstrate, then again comment and I'll add some on there. This is only the starting point. There's so many different exercises we can do. I wanted to give you a simple instructional video how you can start with the beginner exercises, and I added a few advancements at the teaser prep, but how you can progress on to more advanced ones over the coming weeks. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's always a pleasure teaching, and I'll see you soon.